could be farmers, people could be contributing to the economy in many ways. Because of alcoholism, these people are just going down the drain and they are laying to waste. And for this reason, and for some of us who come from across the border, some of these drugs come from other countries. And very, very strong medication, drugs, alcohol, and even the leaves, the weeds, the bangi, which is destroying a lot of young people, a lot of women, a lot of men. And we need to come up with a very strong concerted effort to make sure that these things will not continue to consume the population of this country. It is actually eating up our human power that we cannot continue to produce not only young people, but even adults who are supposed to be responsible are just lying on the streets, showing very bad example. And we need to see the best way in which we can control the consumptions of these products. The licensing, as everybody has said, it is being consumed by everybody. It's sold everywhere. There's no regulation. And we need to see the best way in which we can control the consumptions of alcohol. I think things like, if instead of alcohol, especially the young people are given alternative ways of passing time. In the sports, it might be more beneficial to them, and we need to have some other time-consuming activities in every constituency, in every major town, so that we don't waste our youth just with alcohol and other drugs. With that, I support the motion, the report.
Thank you. Member for Isiolo South, Honorable Bidu Tubi.
Thank you, Madam Chair, for giving me this opportunity. I want also to contribute to the report. I want to support the report in the sense that, Madam Speaker, the problem of alcohol and drugs is a big issue in everywhere in the part of this country, including even our own areas, some of these arid lands, which used to be having no problem of alcohol, now is creeping in. We don't know how these things come. They are well-packaged drinks are coming into everywhere, every corner of this country. Where they come from, we don't know. We don't exactly know. Whether these people are licensed, how they were licensed is something which the government seems to go deeper and see some of these things. Because it is like, where there is food which is supplied, then there is always alcohol which is also there. In every part of the country, I can tell you. I can tell you in my area mostly. Most of those areas where I don't used to have some of these drinks, alcohol and all these things. There is the issue of drugs, yes. The drugs comes across from every other, even across the country, from our neighboring countries. And then finds its way deep into Kenya. And the security system is there. But it looks as if it's being abetted by the security system. You cannot expect some of this, like the drugs, traveling all the way from the world border into the center of the country, that is my constituency, which is geographically in the center of the country. You just wonder how do these drugs find their way from there into these areas? And then alcohol itself also, traveling from Nairobi or where it's manufactured, going deep into those areas, arid and semi-arid lands. So it's becoming a disaster. The government has to do something about this thing. About how do we think we can save our young generations, men and women, all of them are now engaged in this menace. So we need to do something about some of these things, and I support the report. Thank you.
Thank you. Member for Kangema, Honorable Kihongi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I start to support the report. Madam Speaker, on the issue to do with alcohol, like us from Central Province, it has become now a manic or a disaster or a tragedy that has now is washing out. I think it's a big thing. I don't know how I can interpret it. Every family has a story of a person maybe we have lost, or a person who has become a zombie because of alcohol. And I think, as it is important that the government now